Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Now let's continue with logging in. We are done with the registration, so we need to see how we can go about logging in. So we'll take you back to where we were doing our code. So first, let me close this. I will run this code again. So when we click the register button, we are in a position to register. But now we want to click this button such that we can log in after registration. What we'll do again, we'll create another section for logging in. So this was registration. Now we want to log in. So I will come down here and create a section for logging in. Create another section for logging in. So we'll call this one logging in, login section. So within the login section, we'll have various subsections for labels, variables, entries, buttons, and functions. So first, what we'll do, we'll create a function within this login section, like the way we created for registration. We'll create one for logging in, and then we'll also create another one for finishing logging in. So this was the registration section, and now we need to move to logging in section. So first we'll start having a function called def login. Now we need to create the screen or the window for logging in. So here we'll start with the login underscore screen or window, whichever name you can give it. Window is equal to top level into bracket root, and then we'll come down here and see login windows dot title. So the title is login, and then down here again we'll have login dot config in bracket. We have background color. I'm still using Sienna, so this is Sienna 4. Then after creating the window, now we need to create the labels, the buttons, the entries, and the rest. So you'll come down here and say, let's start with so here we just want to mention var. Let me mention here variables. Instead, variables will do on top of the login window variables. The login window variable will do the variables on top of it. Let me call this labels. So we are doing labels first. So these are labels. So within labels, we need to create labels. So we'll start with label 1. So I'll call this one LBL1. So this is log underscore lbl1 is equal to label in bracket login screen, login window, text will be equal to log into your user account, login to your account. Then font will use Calibri 12, and background color BG will use Sienna 4. Then after background color we'll have Sienna 4. And then now let's try to put this one within a grid. We'll put this within a grid, so we'll come down here and say log lb1.grid in bracket. So the first row will be row 0, then stick is n, and y is 10. Then let's do the next label. So log underscore, so this one should be 2 equal to label in bracket login window. So text is equal to, so this is where we have the username. So username. After username you have font size will use a Calibri 12. Then from there, what else? Let's put this one within a grid again. So any changes that we need to make, we'll make after seeing how it appears within the window. So login to.grid in bracket. So this was row 1. Row is 1, and then sticky is W, extreme left in our screen. And then here I need to put the padding there. Let's put the dex. Let's put 5, and then pad y. We can put 10. Then we'll copy this one and paste it down here. So this will be LBL3. So LBL3 will be for the password. So here instead of username we have password. The row will be row, let's use row, so this one we can use row 2. Then let's have our last label, the log underscore notif is equal to label in bracket login window. So here we don't have text, but we'll use the font as Calibri 12. So font is equal to calibrate 12, then we'll put this one within a grid. So login notif log underscore notif dot grid. So in bracket, so the row here will be we want to use row 4, and then sticky is n. Then from there, now we need to again do entries. So let me run this code first, we see what we have, but let me close this window first. So login. So apparently there's nothing we can see because the login button has not been linked with this login function. So I will come down here where we have the button for login, and then I will come here and say command is equal to login. So when I run this window, we are in a position to see another screen when I click on that button for logging in. So I'll click on this button, you can see this window now. So you have a window here for logging in to your account with username and password. So let me change this color to not background color but the font color, the calibration here to be bold. Again, so let's try to make the entry. So we'll come down here again. Now this should not be here, I'm missing a step. I wanted to put it up here, so this should be bold. So we'll come down here to the entries. So here we'll do the entries. Remember, these are registration entries within the registration section. So I'll come down here and say entry in bracket login screen. So we are still not created the variables, so we'll not put the text variable, but we'll put it within a grid. So I will say here dot grid in bracket. So here what the row should tie with the labels. So the first row is for the username, so this one will be row 1, and then column will be 1. We must have pad x is a 5, and then pad x is 5, pad y is 10, and then pad x is 5. And this is column, not column span. Then again I'll do the next entry, copy and paste. So here we have row, instead of row 1 should be row 2, and this should be row 2. Row 2, column 1, pad x. And let's see the relief. Let's see the relief. Let's try to say reach is equal to reach so the entry has got no relief. The entry has got no relief. Let me try this side relief. No. It's not happening, so let me see relief is equal to reach. So relief equal to reach. So those are entries. So let's see how it appears when we run this code before we do the buttons. Okay. So this is what we have, but I want to use the login. The first label here, I want to put a column span. So here we'll create a column span of 2, column span of 3, column span of 3. Then run this code. So here we have to log in, and so the notif, I will use the background color of BG is equal to Sienna 4, stick is N, then column span, let me use 3. I'll use column span of 3. And down here, let me now create buttons. We'll create buttons, so we'll come here and say, so here we have buttons. Still the registration buttons, not the registration but the logging in buttons. So we'll start with the btn1. btn1 is equal to button in brackets. We have login screen, login window. Then we have we have text variable, but text is equal to so this will be login. Then after text we have command, but command we've not created, so we'll not do the command. So we have the width of this. The width of this button is 15, and then we have the font. We'll use Calibri 12. Calibri 12. then bold. Then after the font size, the FG color is black and the background is sienna. PG color is sienna 4. Then we need to put this within a grid. So we'll come down here and say BTN. A BTN1 dot grid bracket. We have row here is equal to 3, and then after row we have a sticky is equal to n. Padding is 5. Pad X is 5. Pad Y is also 5. Then we have another button for setting the password if you forget. So I will copy this one here and come down here. Here, so this is button 2. So button 2 is for resetting the password when you forget. So this one is password reset. So the text here will say forgot password. Okay, the width is 15. So this was Calibri. The font, the background color same. Then the grid will put in row 3. Stick will be E. So sticky will be east. And then the column here will put it within column 3. Column 3. Not column span, but column 3. So let's run this button and see what we have. And then let's run the code. So when we log in, we'll have a button like this. So within the within this window, we need to let's try to reset the width of the username and password. Go back to this labels, username and password. So here the width is 12, and then this as well, the width is 12. Width is equal to 12, not 12 but 10. This should also be 10. Then the pad X, let's try use 10. Pad X here is 10. So let's run the code again. We see how it looks like. Again, this is to the extreme left. So what if we put this one under column 2, column span was 3. I think this is better off, so let's leave it as it is. So let's now continue with the coding. So now we need to link the buttons with the functions, like this one for forget password, we need to reset the password. Then this one for login, we need to link with the login session. So we need to create another function where we'll log in. But before then, we need to create variables for these entries. We'll come up here, we'll come up here and create the variables. So here, this one I will mention variables vars. Let me just call them vars to mean variables. So under vars we'll have the log and the temporary login name and temporary password. So we'll start with saying that temp underscore log. So let's call it login. Login name is equal to string var, and then come down, you see temp underscore login underscore password. So this should be underscore not minus, is equal to string var. So I need to connect these variables with the entry we get. So we'll come down here, connect the string vars with the entry we get. So here I will say within this bracket, we'll come here and say text, other text variable. The first entry was for a temporary name, and then this other variable was for this was for text variable is equal to temp, so temporary password. So these the entries have been linked with the variables. So again, when we come up here, we need to use a different window to log in, a continuation of logging in. So here we'll create, because we'll use this temporary login name and temporary login password, and then the login notif. So we need to create, we need to make them global variables because they will be accessed outside this, or rather this function. So we'll have a global we have temp underscore login underscore name, and we have global temp underscore login underscore password. So have global, then temp underscore, this one is now not temp, but we have login. We had log notif. How did we write it? We had log notif. So this one is login notification, log notif. And then we also have this one for this screen, because you want, after logging in within the screen, you want it to be destroyed so that we can have another screen where we key in financial year and financial period. So the logging in will be destroyed after we key in the right password and username. So the logging in screen also will be a global variable. So we have global login login screen, login window. So we have login window. So we have 4 global variables, of which you need to use a parent function. So after this, now I need to push this function down. So we'll have another function where we'll finish the registration of we'll finish logging in. So I will call this one dev login. So finish underscore login. So finish underscore login will have let me just call it the login session underscore session. So this is another function within the login section. So here again we need to we'll start with these global variables. We'll say that login name, rather the temporary login name will be equivalent to login name. So we'll have here with the login, we'll have login underscore name is equal to temp underscore login underscore name get. So this you want to get from the user. And again we also have a login underscore password is equal to temp underscore login underscore password dot get. And again when we are logging in we need to source this name and password from OS accounts. So again we'll come here and say all underscore accounts is equal to OS list list directory. Then we'll come down and say for name in all accounts, for name in all accounts, if name is equal to login name is equal to login name. So we'll come down here and say if name is equal to login name, we say file is equal to open bracket name we want to read the name, so we'll have open in brackets. This one will be read, but it's not happening. Bracket, but in dead. created mass R. Then down here again we'll say file underscore data, file underscore data underscore data is equal to file dot read. Then down here we want to split the data within that file, which that will have different. We can rather, after splitting them, we can index the data within that file. I'll come down here and say file is equal to file underscore data dot split. So you want to split data within. So, but we want them to be in different lines. So I will use these escape characters. And again, we'll come down here and say password. Password here will be, it's not login password, but we'll say password. Password colon to file data. You want to index, you want to hash the data within this file. So you want password. So this one will be 1. Remember, when we use the 0 here, it will mean that we are sourcing the username. So we'll use 1 to source the password. Then from there, now we need to create another window. So down here we want to say that if login password is equal to password, if login password is equal to password, remember the password that we are mentioning down up here is the password that we had created when we are trying to do the registration. So now we are trying to log in, but we are saying that when password, if password is equal to password, if login password is equal to password, then we'll come down here. Then we'll destroy the screen. After logging in, we want to destroy the screen and create another window where we'll have the financial we'll have a financial window where we'll key in the financial year and then the period, then we run the financials. So we are saying here, if login password is equal to password, then login screen towards login screen, login underscore, I think we use login window. It's login window dot destroy. We want to destroy that window. Then after destroying that window, we'll come up with another window again. So this window we'll call it a financials window or financial screen. So here we'll say financial underscore screen let me call it window is equal to the top level in bracket root then financial window dot title in bracket we'll have here we'll say can call it financial year and period. Then we'll come down again here, financial window dot geometry. So we want to give it a geometry of about 450 by 350, and then financial window dot config in bracket you have the background color to be again sienna is sienna 4. Okay, so before we move, let's try and see what we have within the login section, but I need to try this function with the login button. So we'll come down here where we have the login button, login window, the label, login button. So here we'll create a command. So here we have a command is equal to login session. So now let's run this code again, we see what we have. And I come here. So first let's try to register, but before register, within our registration, let's see where we did put our password. Let's go to where we have the registration section. I think registration section is so this is the registration section. Let's check where we had our entry. So text variable, password. So where we have password, here we want to show so we want to show our password as an asterisk. The same applies to where we want to log in. So when we go to login section, where we have our password, so here we want to say show. So you want to show our password as asterisk. So let me close this again. Now let me run this code. We want to log in, but before we log in, let's try to register. So I will register my name as let me call it Julius. Me use Juliet. So Juliet, I will use the password of 1212. And I'll register Juliet. So account register successfully. Then again I will come back to, after registering, now I need to to log in. We have the name for Juliet with the password 2121. So log in. So the name is Juliet. Password is 2121. Ladies and gentlemen, everything is correct, but I think we've just maybe we've used wrong password. So let's try another different user. So let me try to run this code again. So let's register against somebody else. I want to register. Let me try Joanne. So the password is 2121 and register. So after registering, we need to log in. So the username is Joanne, and then the password is 2121. Yeah, we used the wrong password. So this is how it should appear. So after let me just scroll up a bit. Let me put it under login session. It means that what we are trying to say here, that if login password is equal to password, so this is the password that initially we used for registration, login window will be destroyed. So when we destroy it, we are trying to create a new window here, and the new window here is this one we are calling financial year and period, or rather the financial window, where the title is financial year and period. So from here now we need to create some widgets where I will do a way of how we can but I will create them such a way that we can key in financial year, the period number, and then we'll run our financials. So let's continue. So I will close these windows. So our next step is to create functions and also create create buttons where we'll run the financials. So first what we'll do, we'll start with label, and then this. Our first label here will be let me come down here. So this one labels for this financial window. So I'll call this one labels. But these are labels within this window here, so it should not confuse anybody. So here I will come so the first level, what you want to do, you want to create a label where we are saying that let me call this one LBL. No, so this one should be let me call it F underscore LBL1. I mean this one is a financial label is equal to label. Then here we are using login screen. Then text is equal to, we want to say text is equal to welcome. After welcome, we want to say plus name. So the name here is the name of the user, and then after name is Calibri 12 as font. So font here is Calibri 12. Then the background color. We'll use sienna. So this is sienna 4. Then after background color, we need to we'll put this one within a grid. So let's try to forget everything else, then put this one within a grid. This should be login window, not login password. Login window. Then now we'll put this f underscore v1.grid in bracket row is equal to 0, then stick is n, then we have pad y is equal to 10, then a column should be 0. Then we'll go to our next label, is label 2. So we'll say again f underscore, this will be 2 is equal to label in bracket a login window, it should not be login window, this should be financial window. This I'm confusing everything. This should be financial window, and this also should be financial window. And text here will be financial year, enter financial year, FY mean financial year. Then font, let's use Calibre 12. Calibre 12. Then what else? And then background color, we need to use sienna. It should be sienna 4. Then from here now we need to put this one within grid. So this dot grid in bracket row is equal to 1, column is 0. Then now we move to level 3. Let me copy this one and paste it down here. So this one will be financial level 3. So this will be row 2. So now the text for this one should be period number. I think everything will remain the same. And then also we have this the label 4. Just a moment. Come down here, we say label 4. So f underscore, this should be 4 is equal to label in bracket financial window, and text is equal to, so here you want to put the period numbers and period name for easy identification for whoever is keying in the period number, such that when we say 1 will mean January, 2 will mean February, till we reach the period number of December. And so first what we'll do, we'll say I will say 1 in bracket, rather colon, so this is Jan, and use 4 spaces, then we use 2 mean Feb, and 4 spaces, then 3 mean March, 4 spaces, then 4 mean April, then from there we need to put font is Calibri 12, Calibri 12, then after font, so background here will be Sienna, then from there now we need to put this one within grid, so we'll say f underscore 4 dot grid in bracket, so we'll push it down, so row is 13, then sticky is n, then pad x is equal to 10, then column is equal to 1. Then let's run this code first. There's an error, so let's see where the error is coming from. 89. This one is 0. So let's run this code to see how it looks like. Login. Let me use my name, 2121. Login. So these are the period numbers as below. Okay, so what I need to do, I need to create more spaces. So what I will do, I will increase by one space, and then at this I will copy this and then paste down continuously for period May up to December. So this should be 5. So text here, this will be 5 for May. Then 6 for June. Seven for July. Then 8 for August. Then the row here will be row 13, row 14. will be column 1. Then I'll come down here again and let me bring this on this side. So I'll come down again and paste another one here. So this will be 6. And let me bring this one up. So this will be 9 to mean September. Then this is 10. Give us October. So this is 11 to give us November. And this other one is 12 to give us December. So the row here will be row 15. So pad Y, we just have pad X. So let's run it and see what we have. Run this code. Login. I'll use my name. 2121. Login. So you have January, February, March, period number. So this is the row. First one is under row 12. So pad 1 is row 1, row 2. So let's continue with the labels before let's create the entries. But before I move to entries, I want to create these labels for the functional tools as partial. I will use one for financial year and the other one for period. So what I will do here, I will come here and say a label result 1, label result 1 is equal to label in bracket. We have our financials window, and BG color is equal to sienna. Sienna. So we need to put this one within the grid. So label result 1 dot grid in bracket. So this one I want to put under row 7, and then the column will be column 1. Then I'll copy the same and create a label result 2. Paste. So this is label result 2. Financial window. So this will be row 8. Then from here now we can do entries. So entry will have entry for financial year and the period number. So we'll come down here and say entries. Then the first entry is entry for financial year. So this is financial. Just a moment. This is financial window. Then the width. Width we can use so width, let's try to ignore width for the first time, rather for a moment. I will wait for the text variable, but for now this one I will put under grid, then in bracket row. So the row is for financial year, so I will check where the financial, rather where the end of financial year variable is, where we have the text for end of financial year. So this is 1. So this is 01, and then we have column 1, then pad y. Pad y is equal to, let me use 5. Then let me put another entry for period. So this is for period, column 2. Then now we are done with the entries. So what we need to do again, we need to create the partial variables. So the partial variables will create functions that will type the same. So here what I will do, I will say here f underscore y to mean financial year. So we'll come up with a variable of the same is equal to so here is we are saying partial in bracket financial year. Then out of financial year we have we'll have text variable, which is number 1. So text variable, so text. So this cannot still work because we've not created the variables, so we must create the variables first. Not actually, it should not be the variables, but it should be label result 1, and then we also need to have the variable. So the variable here will create variable number 1, then we'll also have variable number 2. So the same will put down here, copy, and down here we'll paste. So this will be text variable 2, which we have up here. So this variable will be variable number 2. So now we need to create the variables. We need to create the variables. We will have variable number 1 and variable number 2. So we'll come up here and have our variables. Before we have the buttons. Here. So here we need to create variables. Here we have the login window. So let's create the variables down here. So here we have let me call this one vars. So these vars are for this screen window. Vars. Again, these labels should be we need to indent them internally. We need to put them indented to lie with this financial window. So here we'll have our variables. So we'll come down here and say number one is equal to string var, and then number two is equal to string var. So these two variables should tie with what we have down here, and then again we need to put them within our entries. So we have text variables, text variable equal to number one, and this one also text variable is equal to number two. And from here now we need again to create the buttons. So we have we'll create buttons for running financials. Again, we'll also create buttons for exiting and clearing, or rather resetting the entries within financial period and financial year and period number. We need to create three buttons: the exit button, and the clear button, and the button for running financials. So let's do it down here. So we'll come down here and say so this one, now we have buttons, and come down here and say first button is for running financials. So we'll say underscore btn, mean button 1 is equal to button bracket. So we want this one under financial window, then text here is run financials, then font is equal to Calibri 12, and then bold, and the background color is let's use Sienna 4. And from here now we need to put this button within a grid, but let's give it a width. We can use 15, and let's put it within a grid. So we'll come down here and say f button 1 dot grid, then in bracket for the row here we want to put a row just above where we have these labels, where we have the period numbers. So I think we can use a row 10. Row 10 or row 9. So let me try row 9. Then after row 9 we have sticky is equal to n. Then the column will be column 1. Then again we'll do another button for a clear and exit, rather clear button. So this one will be 2, as well. So the row here should be around row 10 or 11. So this one will be clear. Let's say reset, and then the factors will remain the same. So this one is row 10. So this one will be think west. And then from there now we need to put the third button where we have paste. So this should be exit button. So this should be 3. This will also be 3. And then this one is exit, and then this should be column 2 or column 3. Let me use column 2, and then this should be east, mean the far right. So before we do the commands, rather creating the commands for this, let's run this financial. We see how it appears. Login. So I'll use Ben 121 and login. So this is what we have, but we don't have the buttons. And where the buttons have disappeared. So this is row 10, column 2, $15, reference before assignment. So let's do the assignment of this before, but before that let me just try to let me comment out these two and let me run this code again, because we should be having the buttons. I wonder why we don't have them. Ben 121 then login. So we have the buttons, but we need to push them maybe right inside. So this was at far east. This is exit button. The exit button, we needed it to be down. Exit and reset. Okay, so let me put this one sticky N. Again, Ben 121. Again, tail not. Let me use width. Width be it will be 10. Be 10. And run it again. One to one and log in. I think it's a little bit good enough, but we still need to put okay, let me just try to create the padding. So here the padding for X, row padding for X, so this is 5, and then the padding for this one down as well. Pad X is 5. Login, then 1 to 1. So this is what we have. So again, we can also use this one as come down here where we have these labels. Here we want to use a relief as reg. Relief is equal to reg. We'll copy this. We'll copy this and come and put down here on this one as well. So the relief is reg, and then num2 per dex sticky n sticky n sticky n then 1 to 1, then login. So this is what we have, but still we can also reduce can as well reduce the size of the width of these patterns. Let me use 9. Let me use 8. Let me use 8 instead of 9. So this is 8. Then the padding X can use 10. Here also 10. Then before we run search, let's now try to do some functions to tie with these partial variables and the functional tools of used in a partial. So let's get some variables, period and financial year. So the functions, I will create them. Let me create them just above this window. So I will come here. So first I want to create the function for financial year. So I will say here to def f underscore y in bracket fy underscore result. Then here we have f underscore y so here we want to say that financial underscore year is equal to fy.get. It's not fy, but I should be f underscore y. So instead we use here fy.get. Then here we'll come down and say result 1 is equal to we want to change the string into an integer, so it is financial year. And again we'll come down here and say so here again we can as well print financial year, and then fy, so fy result dot config in bracket text is equal to financial year is equal to that figure. So we want to say financial year not years but year is equal to, so let's use string formatting, and then this, and we want to reference the result 1, then down here return, and again we'll also create another function def called period in bracket period underscore result, and this side is period, so this side should be period because we want to tie this with what we have done in our financials coding. So this will call let's call it period. So this is period. Then we'll come down here and say period number underscore number is equal to a period.get. Then now we have result 2. Result 2 is equal to int into period number. Then can as well print period number, and down here we'll say period, so this should be period. Period result dot config in bracket text is equal to, so we are saying that period number is equal to, see again we are using string formatting. Then here we have we reference the result 2, but let me do something. I want to before result 2, before we are printing the period number, I want to create the if here. I want to create if. So we want to say if period number is less than or equal to 0, this should be here, and period dot result, and period result dot config in bracket. We want to say, so the text here will say text is equal to invalid period, comma, rather invalid period number, which is equal to, we want to use again string formatting. Then from here we will reference result. We'll reference result 2, and then FG color, let's use FG color ice. Let's use Indian, not Indian but red. And when we come down here again, we'll say else if period number is greater than or equal to 13. So we are cautioning the user not to use unnecessary period numbers. Then we'll say again period result dot config in bracket text x equal to, so you want to say, I want to tell the user to insert a valid period number, insert valid period number, full stop. Then we say your period number is, so we use again string formatting. So this one is result 2, then now FG is equal to red, else. So when we come down here, we'll say else so let me delete this. Else period result.config, so period number result 2 here number result 2, and then fg is equal to black. And now we can print result 2. And we'll come down here, say return. And again we'll have another def, another function. So we'll get def reset underscore values. So here we want to reset the values of our period and rather the period number and the financial year number. So here we'll say number one dot set. So here we have blanks, then again number 2 dot set in bracket. So we are almost done. So let me see this error first. Each error indent 101 should be here. So we should have another notif to the user. I think this should be login notif, where this should fall in this category. But this should come down here, not should come here. This should be in line with where we are trying to log in. So here we'll have login login underscore notif dot config bracket text fg should be red, and then text will be this should be password invalid, password invalid, password and then return. Then lastly we'll have the last notif. The last notif should coincide with the if the outer if statement. So here again we should have login notif. So here we are saying first we say that if name is equal to login name, so this should happen. So we are coming down here and saying else, then down here login notif dot config in bracket why is the error? So here fg is equal to red, then account text, account does not exist. So this is an error here with this notif. Let me come down here and see for name. Let me try it here. Was it login notif or log notif? Log notif. This is just okay where it was. Log notif. So now let's try to run this code and see what we have. So that should be the last bit of a login session. So let me close this. Login is Ben 121. Login. Invalid command name top level. So let me exit. So we've not even tied this reset and run financials to the functions. So let me close this window first. Let me try to get where the error is. Invalid command name top level 4. Line 157. In password to so I think this should be else. Let me put this one inside. So this should be else. So let me run this code again, you see. Then 2121, then login. Okay, so now it's okay. So let's try to bind the buttons with the functions. So we'll come here, the exit button for now. Here we'll come here and say command on this side, command. This one was reset. So reset, we have reset values. And then in this other command we have exit. Here we have command is equal to exit. Let me check first if we have the command for exit. So here for command exit, we don't need to have a function, but what we need to do when it is clicked, we only need to say command. Command is equal to, let me put a comma here, command is equal to root dot destroy. So we can destroy from the root, or we can destroy from the root, or we can destroy using just within the financial window. So let me try if I use it within financial window. So this one I will say financial window dot destroy. So let me run this function. We see whether it is working. Again, then ban 2121 and login. So if I want to exit, so we've exited, but now we can still again log in. So when I log in, let me say this is ban, then 2121, then log in, invalid password 2121, login. So here can key in figures and then reset. So this one is also working. Set, then I can exit, but now we need to run the financials. So here I will log in first and run the financials, but let's do this. Let me try the running of financials and with the functions that we've just made. So we have two functions here for a financial year, and then we also have another function for period, but again we need to make this period number and the financial year global variables. So here first we'll write this one as global financial underscore year. Remember, you want to use this this application that we are this GUI app. We want to use it in rather this graphical user interface. You want to use it within within our financials code where we had done our financial automation. So we'll use this. So that's why I'm trying to make the financial year as a global variable. So again, this one will be global period number underscore number. So these are global variables. And then again down here will come this financial year. So this should be, I think this should be period, not financial year, period. So this again should be period, not financial year. So this is period. So now let's go where we have where we want to run our financials. we'll come to this window again. So here, instead of what we'll do here, we'll say command is equal to command is equal to, so here we want to run financials. So here I want to use lambda, and then in lambda we use lambda, then we use this I will bring in these functions, these functions within our lambda function. So here what we'll do, inside we'll use financial, we'll put financial f underscore y, comma, I think we need to use hyphen here. And now f underscore y, then we also have we have period, then after period now we'll have where we are running our financial code. We had a function called main, so the main will be here. But apparently it's not, it will not work because it's not within this code. So we'll copy all this, code and then put within the code where we were running our financial, rather where we were coding how to automate our financials. So this is the command. So when we copy this this code, we'll again come and put here that function called main, where we are running our automation of our financials. But let me just run this code, we see what it looks like. So this one is Ben, and here we have 2121 and run. So here is where we are supposed to put our financials, like 2017. Then we'll put period as period 1, then we run the financials. So apparently we cannot run the financials because it's not connected to the function called main. So that again, I think we need to let's try it just to do it and complete. So what I will do again, I will so after putting all this code, so let me try to copy all this code and put it within now I will not copy this code because we've not completed doing the full code, because we still need how to reset our password. So when we come back on our next video, I will show you how we can set the password when we've forgotten our password, and then from there now we'll connect our financials, rather the main and the main function with that button of running the financial. I will connect this button with the main so that we can run our financials. So up to that, I think all is good. So what we need to do is just I will come back, and next video we'll come back to talk about how to reset the password. And then after setting the password, all will be done. So it will just need to connect the financials, rather the main function with this code of running, or rather with this button of running the financials. So thanks a lot for watching, and let's meet again on the next video.